But first, it's my pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mr. Farooq Ghauri. Farooq is Managing Director of a large international financial technology firm, NetSol Technologies. From origins as a small family firm with diverse hospitality interest, NetSol has grown to more than 1,500 employees in 9 countries, with main product lines of asset loans and leasing software. Spending time in China, Thailand, the United States, Mexico, Canada, Brazil and many other countries, Farooq has worked closely with many Fortune 500 companies on their digital strategies and transformations that has enabled their growth into new products and markets. Farooq has not only been responsible for the sale of multiple millions of dollars worth of software and services to some of the top companies and banks around the world, but has also written on technology for the financing and leasing industry. Now seen as a leader in the financial technology sector, Farooq grew up in Eastwood, studied his Bachelor of Computer Science degree here at Macquarie, and recently returned to Sydney and Australia after 15 years overseas. I now invite Farooq to deliver the occasional address. Please welcome Farooq Ghauri.
Presiding Officer, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, and their friends and families. Congratulations to all the graduates for making it here. This is another step towards a long line of achievements. Please give yourself a round of applause. It's an honor to be here and speak to all of you. It gives me great pride to stand here in front of you because not too long ago, I was sitting where you are. As I was preparing for this talk, at first, I wanted to be funny, I wanted to say something smart, and I wanted to motivate you as you leave here today. The more I wrote along these lines, the more I realized that you've probably heard it all before. For example, how important the network is that you built here. Instead, I thought, how about imagining that I had a time machine, and I could go back 15 years ago and talk to myself. I feel like we are in the exact same position. At the end of my time at Macquarie, I was very nervous about the next stage in life. Soon after, I started my career making $180 per month working out of Asia. Buying a house, supporting a family were impossible goals. Today, I am Managing Director for a NASDAQ-listed software house, working with Fortune 500 companies. Knowing what I know now, what would I say to myself? Navigate life the same way you've navigated getting to this graduation. When you decided to start your undergrad journey, you had to decide what area to study, whether it be finance or accounting or marketing. What degree from which university? The same process can be used to decide which job and which company to work for. In some cases, your parents, your guardians chose your degree. They will probably choose your job as well. I was one of those. My family had a very heavy influence on everything that I did. Either way, you've made best of the situation that you are in. You may have applied to a few universities, and you finally finalized Macquarie. Job hunting will be the same. Line up all the options and choose the best one. Once in university, you will plan out your courses and your path to graduate. Life will be very similar, as you will have an end goal that you will need to plan towards. It could be getting married, making $1 billion, or saving the environment. You need to break these goals down into smaller goals, and then anything becomes achievable. The same way you broke this degree down class by class, subject by subject, over the last 4 years. As you walked into class, you had to decide where to sit. For the gamers, it might have been near the power source. For others, it might have been in the front or with the right group. Which group to join? And in some cases, the group was chosen for you. Either way, you've learned to adapt to a team given to you or a team chosen by you. This skill will also help you in the professional world. Your job will also offer the same challenges, working with a team selected for you or working with a team that you've selected. The next message to myself Do not worry about others. I spent a lot of time worrying about other people and what they were getting, who was getting promoted, and who the company turned to on important issues. It's good to know what others are doing, but one shouldn't worry about it. I lost focus on the work assigned to me, and my work wasn't the best that I could produce. I would stress, and nothing productive ever came out of thinking this way. It took me a few years to learn my time will come, so will yours. And I told myself to be patient, as I tell you to be patient. Graduates, in life, you have an experience box. Everything you do, no matter how big or small, starts accumulating in this box. Very soon, people will start noticing all the skills you have and all the experiences you have. You will be noticed. Enjoy filling your experience box. We've all heard one version or another of the saying, opportunity comes knocking. Opportunity does not announce itself, does not knock, and sometimes it's hard to recognize. Other than the normal job tasks in the last 15 years, I would have gotten 4 or 5 opportunities to really prove myself in my career or propel myself in my career. These are the ones I recognized. There might have been many others that I did not recognize. I will quickly talk about one that was very hard to recognize. I'd recently been assigned a very difficult account in the United States. It was a tier 1 auto manufacturer, and they were number 5 in auto sales in the US at that time. They were difficult because they were managed by a foreign entity. And their strategy was not lined up to the local market. Around a year before I had gotten the account, the client has sent a termination notice and wanted to move our software platform. My first meeting was not pretty. They had some genuine issues, and we discussed a lot of their pain points in detail. My natural instinct was to be defensive, blame the foreign entity for the problems that they were in. But instead, I accepted my fault. I accepted all the areas that I could. At the end of the meeting, I asked for one problem to solve, any problem they could give me. And they gave me one of the more important pain points. The work was very small. The project was maybe $30,000. But as they terminated, I wanted them to leave on a good note. So we did our best work, and that one project turned into 37 more projects. And also, over the next 2 years, became the highest spending partner that Netzel had in the US. Not until today, or until I look back, do I realize the opportunity. They are still a partner today and have revoked their termination. The last message, before I jump back into this time machine and come back to my timeline, is always take time out for your health. As humans in life, we juggle multiple balls up in the air. We have a health ball, education, work, family, and friends. If you drop the work ball or the family ball, it's going to rise again. You will get another job. You will fix your family issues. If you drop the health ball, it's very hard to make rise again. That is the most important ball. I spent too much time juggling the other balls, should have focused more on my health. Shifting from an active life, UD life here at Macquarie, to sitting at my desk all day, eating donuts had an effect. Have a balance. Take time out. Time never comes back. You will never be here again with the same people around you. So whatever the world throws at you, know this, that you have dealt with similar situations before and that you've dealt with the unknown before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Farooq, for those very honest and wise words. We appreciate you spending your time with us. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. I now call on our Acting Registrar, Ms Zoe Williams, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Macquarie Business School. I now call on Professor Stephen Brammer, Executive Dean of the Macquarie Business School, to present the graduates. Professor Brammer.
Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from Macquarie Business School. Macquarie Business School is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. Our purpose is to provide inspiring and engaging business education and